How to Keep from Losing Your Mind, Educating Yourself Classically to Resist Cultural Indoctrination. Written by Dale W. Hudson. Narrated by Kevin F. Spalding. Introduction. At the age of 17, I was fortunate to have met a teacher who transformed my mind and, as a consequence, my entire life. He was the janitor at my high school in Fort Worth, Texas. I was in the senior play, The Diary of Anne Frank, and each night after play practice he would help us clear the stage for the following day. We would talk casually about what I was studying, what I liked, and why. One day he asked me if I knew anything about Socrates and Plato. I told him I knew the names, of course, but that was all. The next day he brought me the most beautiful book I had ever seen, the complete Dialogues of Plato, in a box with a silk thread hanging outside the pages, just like the Bible. The janitor, whose face has remained with me, even though I have regrettably forgotten his name, suggested I read the Apology and the Credo so we could talk about them the next evening. Holding such a magnificent book, I could hardly refuse. That night I read both dialogues and prepared to meet him after rehearsal the next evening. As we sat down on some stage props, he surprised me. He didn't ask me about the dialogues, but posed the question, what comes first, existence or essence? I was instantly intrigued and a bit afraid to give the wrong answer. I didn't know yet that philosophers have debated the question for millennia. After asking him to explain the question further, I concluded, it must be existence. He smiled, insisting I keep the precious book. I looked for him in the days following the performances, but I never saw him again. It was only years later that I realized he had induced me to reflect on the mysteries of existence. What is existence? Why do things exist at all? Is existence good? How is my human existence different from that of other existing things? Animal, plants, minerals, air, and water. Does God exist as I had been taught to believe? What about angels? My teacher's simple question had shaken me, and it seemed the back of my mind had opened up, letting in a flood of new questions. It was indeed life-changing. My goal in this book is to pass on this experience. Classic works such as Plato's Dialogues are agents of wonder. They ignite the mind and the emotions. Classics.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?